Everyone, thank you for joining us today for another exciting Partner Spotlight webinar with my friends from QCash Financial. We're just going to take a couple minutes and let people join today's webinar, and we'll get started in 2 minutes.
Helena, how many people normally attend?
Right now we have, looks like we have one person on so far. Sometimes it gets up to 10, but most of our viewers are usually later.
They watch it
later.
Okay, great.
All right, everyone, it's a couple minutes after. We appreciate, like I mentioned, we're excited to have you here to join us today for another Partner Spotlight webinar. And I'm featuring today my friend Seth Brickman from QCash Financial. I'm going to pass it over to Seth to talk to you about their exciting solution. And at the end of this, if you guys have any questions, I have muted everyone. So at the end of today's webinar, we'll leave 5 minutes for questions. And so feel free to put those in the chat window as they come up, and we will address them at the end. Again, I'm going to pass this over to Seth, and thank you, Seth, for joining me today. I'm really excited for you to present.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and really appreciate Typhone allowing us to come and talk to their friends. You know, one of the unique things about being a QSO, a credit union service organization, is I get to hear from credit unions and from credit union members their incredible stories, and a couple of them really resonated with me. The first one is this lady named Camille Aragon, credit union member, wakes up on a Sunday morning, her dog is extremely sick. She takes it to the emergency vet. The emergency vet tells her that the dog needs surgery and that she has to prepay the estimate for the surgery before he'll do it, and she doesn't have the funds. And then another gentleman, actually a member of Washington State Employees Credit Union, his name's Gary, and he's a stroke victim, and he gets bombarded with medical bills collection calls and ambulance service collection calls, and he just doesn't have the funds to pay them. But what these two members have in common is that they both belong to credit unions that partner with QCash Financial. And with QCash Financial, they were able to get a life event loan in the midst of the life event they were going through. But the reality is they're not alone. Financial Health Network tells us that 167 million people struggle financially. In fact, last week, the Financial Health Network Pulse just came out again, and they reaffirmed that 2 out of every 3 Americans are financially unhealthy. 1 in 10 are credit invisible, meaning they don't even have enough of a credit score to qualify for traditional lending. And then for the second year in a row, 40% of Americans could not handle an unexpected $400 expense. That's very impactful for your members. And so Washington State Employees Credit Union actually recognized this all the way back in 2005. And they created themselves a product for their credit union called QCash. And in a matter of just several months, QCash was doing thousands of loans a month. And in fact, in 2015, they actually spun it off to be its own independent QSO so that all credit unions could benefit from this incredible platform. In the center of the slide, you see some of our current partners today. It's just a sampling of them, but obviously Washington State Employees Credit Union, Baxter Credit Union, Langley, Wright Pat, Giza. We really do go from the tip of Washington State all the way down to the southern tip of Florida. And to date, we've actually done closer to 700,000 loans at this point. and the number just continues to rise. And so we know that our product works, and it really helps you help your members. And the key is we help you say yes more often. So what exactly is the QCash platform? Well, first and foremost, it's a cloud-based SaaS platform. So we integrate directly with your core and with your digital banking provider. And with that, we provide you a fully customizable loan solution for your members, a small dollar loan solution. Now, those screens that your members are going to see, they're iframes, but they're going to look exactly like your website or exactly like your mobile app. They're going to have the colors, the fonts, the tones. You can customize every single word on our platform because our platform is fully customizable. You can customize the underwriting criteria. You can customize the interest rate. You can customize the paths that the customers take. Everything you want to do, fully customizable. It's available anytime, anywhere, so 24/7. You know, one of the big things that I hear from credit union members is the fact that if something happens in the middle of the night at 2 o'clock in the morning, or if something happens on the weekend, they have to wait for the branch to be open to get help. Our product allows you to help your members when they are actually in the middle of that life event. And then the last two are really our big claim to fame. It is application to funding in under 60 seconds. So from the time a member clicks the application link or the link to the loan till the time that there's actually funds in their account for them to use is under 60 seconds. And we use relational underwriting, which means we don't use credit score. So we are actually using the member's relationship with the credit union as the underwriting criteria. And again, we've been working on this algorithm for over 15 years. And the truth is, across our entire portfolio, we have an under 5% charge-off rate. So exactly what is relational underwriting? Well, the first thing we do is we look at member eligibility. Are they over 18? Are they military? We look at how long have they been a member of your credit union. And that, again, is one of the customizable attributes. So we've got some credit unions that say you must be a member for at least 1 month. Now, they give a lot of loans. We've got a credit union that says you must be a member for at least 10 months. Now, they give a lot fewer loans, but they also have next to zero risk. And so we're going to work with you to understand your program goals so that we can deliver a product that fulfills your needs. We look at it to see if they're a member in good standing. So do they have any delinquencies? Do they have any charge-offs? Do they have any red flags? Do they have any adverse action reports associated with their account? Do they have negative balances? Those types of things. And so we're going to look to see, are they a member in good standing? We're going to look at their deposit history, and specifically their ACH deposit history. And again, fully customizable in the sense that you can tell us what to include or what not to include. So a lot of our credit unions, they don't include things like tax return checks or stimulus checks. But what that deposit history does is it gives us a proxy for income and ability to repay. And then, so what other products are they using in that credit union? What other things are they doing? Or do they have the credit union credit card? Do they have a mortgage or a car loan or anything like that? And if they have those things, we know that those things actually represent community, and our algorithm understands those to mean a higher likelihood of repayment. And so we've had a lot of success by really looking at a member's relationship with their credit union. But what I want to do now is actually take you through a demo so you can see exactly what the QCash platform looks like. And what's unique is I just talked to you about the fact that we put your members through 6 clicks in 60 seconds. So the demo is going to be short, but again, it's going to be a very good representation of what your members are going to see. And so what you're seeing now should be my iPhone. And my phone is a very generic screen because it's my account. So for your credit union, you would be able to see all of your colors, all of your logos, all of your fonts, so that it looks seamless within your mobile app or your website. And because we're connected directly to your core and we use relational underwriting, there is no formal application that your member has to fill out. And if you think about it, that's the last thing a member who is in a traumatic event wants to do is fill out an application. They just need somewhere to turn to get some help. And so because, again, we're not using credit score, we can actually tell the member exactly what's required for them to get the loan. So must be a member in good standing, 18 years of age, must be a member for a minimum. Now mine says X months because I have this generic account, but yours is going to say exactly how many months that you think is appropriate for your members. And then we're going to give them a quick synopsis of the loan because we believe in complete transparency. Because we're connected to the core, we know what bank accounts or what credit union accounts they have with you. And again, fully customizable in that you can tell us what accounts should be available for the loan, because whatever account we put the money into, that is also the account that we write the auto payment schedule from. So in this case, I'm just going to choose the checking account. And then everything we do is by e-consent. And so what we do with the e-consents is the member will consent throughout several screens. And then at the end of the transaction, we will write all of these e-consents to your document repository. And these e-consents hold up in court just like a DocuSign would, and you wouldn't have any issues, but it does make the process a lot easier. So I'm going to go ahead and begin the application. And really that quickly, I hit your core, I ran the underwriting algorithm, and I determined that I am eligible for a $1,500 loan. So if you notice, one of the different things here is the member doesn't tell you how much of a loan they want. You tell them how much of a loan they qualify for, because we don't want to give them a loan that they can't repay. The flip side is we don't want to give them a negative experience that says, I want $8,000 and you're only going to give them $800. And that's a bad member experience. So we fix all that by just telling them how much they qualify for. Now they can choose less. They don't need to choose the full $1,500, but I'm going to go ahead and choose the maximum amount. And then we allow them to choose their payment frequency, so they can do bi-weekly or monthly. I'm going to choose bi-weekly. And we can also give them the chance to choose when their first payment date is, because we think the member knows their payroll cycle better than the credit union does, and we want them to have funds in their account for that auto payment. We give them a quick summary of the loan, and then we give them, and this is an optional question that you can choose to ask, but it's why are you getting the loan? And we think this is a really important question for several reasons. Number one, it helps you understand what's going on in your members' lives where they need help. But the other thing it really does is it informs your marketing team on how better to market. So if you're doing a bunch of home improvement loans, then maybe you market those to even more people. Or if you notice you're not getting any family emergency loans, maybe you make sure that people understand family emergencies can be handled with this loan as well. So it gives you a lot of intel when it comes to marketing. I'm going to go ahead and choose family emergency. Now, if you notice, the next e-consent was default checked, and that's because this is the auto payment e-consent. And we have found it to be a best practice for both the member and the credit union to have this checked. The member can uncheck it, though actually very few do. So from here, I'm going to hit continue. I'm going to give the member a loan summary, so they're going to see exactly how much of a loan they're getting, what their payments are, how much they're repaying, because again, we want them to truly see the transparency of this process. They click continue here, and if you see, they got congratulations, meaning their loan's been approved. At this point, all they need to do is accept the Truth in Lending Act disclosure. And we use your disclosure. We can show it to them in the phone, and they can also email it to themselves. And so we'll populate your disclosure, we'll make it available to them. And then once they accept their disclosure, that's it. Funding is complete. There's actually funds in their account. And so what we have found with members is if they're very quick clickers, or if they're on their second QCash loan, then you can call the program whatever you want. We've got QCash, Fast Cash, Speedy Cash, you name it. They can get through this in about 25, 30 seconds because again, there's no application. So you're really able to help a member in the midst of that life event where they need help. So with that, I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint presentation and just finish up. So we actually have 3 different products here at QCash Financial. The first one we've talked about, which is life event loans, whether it's accidents or injuries, whether it's home improvements or your car breaking down. There's lots of things that can create that issue. And we want you to be able to help your members in that time of need. And so we offer these life event loans for you. And we think that these are going to really meet your members' needs and help them during that time. But we also offer specialty loans. And so what's unique about specialty loans is you actually have them as another loan. So when we build out in your core, we'll build out multiple loan products. But this allows you to offer specialty loans to your members. So we have a credit union right now doing a 4.5% COVID relief loan. We have a credit union in Oregon doing a wildfire evacuation loan. We just had a credit union finish up an Amazon Prime Day loan.
But we like to think of this loan as something you can continually repurpose throughout the year. So in the summer, it's a vacation loan. In the fall, it's a back to school loan. In the winter, it's a holiday loan. And so you're able to meet the needs of your members outside of life events by offering them these specialty loans. And again, using that credit union relationship and not using credit score. And then the other thing we have is pre-approval delivery. So if you do your normal pre-approval process, you can actually use our platform to fund those loans. So you upload a list of the pre-approvals to us, we let the members know, and then through a link, they'll be able to go onto the QCash platform. We bypass the underwriting because you've already pre-approved them, and they're able to get funds immediately from that pre-approved loan. Gives you a much higher loan close rate, and it really is a good member experience. So the benefits for a member: contactless and frictionless. So one of the #1 things that we actually hear from members is that they love the fact that they don't have to go into a branch, look a teller or a loan officer in the eye and say, I need help. The idea that they can do it from wherever they're at, in the middle of whatever they're doing, at whatever time it's happening, really gives them comfort because it's available 24/7. We've already talked about 6 clicks and 60 seconds. So again, it's going to be very quick for your members. No credit score required. So it allows you to say yes to more members. It really allows you to help those members you might not have been able to help before. We fund immediately, so there's no waiting for those funds. They have them when they need them. And the other thing is, as long as you report your loans to the credit bureaus, this will get reported and it'll help your members build good credit. And that's one of the unique things about our platform is we actually want to help members get off of our platform into traditional lending. For you as the credit union, the big benefits: it supports your credit union's mission of helping your members. It facilitates financial inclusion because you're able to say yes to members you would never have been able to help before. Fully customizable loans. Again, multiple loan products. Each one can have very different criteria. Of course, we use relational underwriting. CDFI approved. So we are actually one of the few products that the government allows a CDFI grant to not only pay for the implementation of, but to also create a loan loss reserve so that there's zero downside risk to your credit union's P&L, even though, again, like I shared, we have a less than 5% charge-off rate. And then no loan origination staff needed. It's completely digital. We do everything from write the loan to the core, to writing the GL entry, to writing the auto payment schedule. So your loan origination staff are able to work on more valuable things. And then we're supported by the major regulatory agencies. And they love us because we help credit unions say yes. We help more people in a time of need, and you're not taking advantage of people while you're doing it. So what happens once you become a partner? Well, first off, like I said, we're a mission-driven QSO, so we're going to assign an implementation team. This is a team that's going to help you make all those connections. So all of the heavy lifting is on our side. Typically takes about 8 to 10 weeks to do an implementation, and the biggest part of that is connecting to your digital service, your digital banking service. And then the rest of that is really just us training you on the platform. But we're going to give you a team that's going to help you understand your goals, share with you best practices, and set your product up and then QA it with you. Then once you're live, we're going to give you a client success team that's going to review the product with you every month, review all of your performance, give you access to all of your data if you want to do your own analysis or put it in your own dashboards. They're going to share with you best practices and help you accomplish the goals of your program. Every quarter we do focus groups where we bring our partners in and we get their feedback on what can we do better, what are new areas we should be looking at. And that really does impact our future roadmap because we want to build the products that our partners want. We have 2 marketing products as well. We have a marketing resource center, which is free collateral for you to market your loans, and we'll put your logo on it and give it to you, and it's available to use. But we also have Credit Union Creates, which is a subscription service that allows you for a very low cost to be able to get custom collateral, 10 new pieces put in every month. We change the colors, we change the fonts, we make everything on brand for you, and we give it to you in whatever size you need, whether it's for social media or email or banner ads. And so for less than the cost of 1 piece of custom collateral, you get custom collateral all year round, seasonally relevant, professionally done by our agency. And then on top of a client success manager, we also have Zendesk. So if you just want to put in a ticket or you've got a question, You can use Zendesk, and within 24 hours, we are going to respond to you. So here's a quick look at what our Client Marketing Resource Center looks like. This is the free content. And then Credit Union Creates. Again, you're going to be able to go in, choose which advertisement you want, and then we are going to make it your colors, your fonts. We're going to put your logo on it, and it's going to be perfectly on brand for you. But what I want to do is just close with some comments from our current partners. So Baxter Credit Union, Vice President of Lending, David, he says we're a safe, affordable, and responsible loan solution. John Iglesias, the CEO of Northwest Community Credit Union, says my advice to credit unions is if you don't have a small dollar loan, then you need to figure that out because your members are already doing it with someone else, and we should be bringing them back into the credit union. And then Tom Booz, who's the CEO of Billings Federal Credit Union, says these small dollar loans align with the promise. And their promise is that their member promises is to simplify their members' lives. And he says, if you have access to the internet, it just doesn't get any easier than that. And that's really what QCash is. We help you help your members. We help you say yes more often. And we don't use credit score as a barrier for members to be able to get the help they need. So with that, I will pause for questions.
Great, thank you, Seth, for that demonstration. I just want to remind everybody.
I can't hear you.
Oh shoot! Can you hear me now? What happened?
Are you still able to hear me, Helena?
I can hear you, but for some reason I got popped out.
Yeah,
can you hear me now?
I don't know if anybody else can hear you, but I cannot.
Okay, well, I hope. Oh, shoot.
Let me... My speaker's working.
Yeah, I'm still here. I hope everybody else can still hear me. I don't know what the technical difficulties are. I want to thank everyone for joining us. And if you do have questions, please just fill us in and we can reach out. If you're a customer of Typhone, please reach out to your account manager to get those questions answered. If you're a QCash customer, feel free to reach out to your contact there and we'll get those questions answered. Seth, can you hear me now?
I can, sure, yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, so we'll give it a minute here for everybody to put in those questions because I do have our audio back. And so in the meantime, I'd like to say that was really exciting presentation you gave us. It's really great because we know credit unions are all about helping their members and you making it easy for them when they come into a time of financial need. And it looks like we do have a question here. It is, what makes you excited to get up and go to work every day?
It's a great question. So actually what makes me excited to get up and go to work every day is every morning when I come in, the first thing I look at is our performance from the previous day. How many credit union loans were given to their members? And the reason that excites me is I don't look at it as a number. I look at every single one of those loans as a family or a person that was in need and their credit union was able to meet that need and help them during that time. So that's what excites me, is that we actually get to help people every single day in a time of need. And that's a great thing to wake up to every day.
That it is. I agree with you on that one. It looks like we do have one last question, and it is, what makes your product different than others on the market?
Sure. So, I think there's a couple things. Number one, the relational underwriting. Again, we've been working on that algorithm for over 15 years, and we know that it works and really helps the members that need the help. Number two, we do immediate funding. So if the member goes through that 60-second or less process at 2 o'clock in the morning, they have funds in their account at 2 o'clock in the morning. They don't have to wait for batch processing or anything like that. And then number three, it's really about the fact that we are a mission-driven QSO. And so, for example, we are constantly innovating our product and helping our credit unions, and we do that through feedback from them. And so we truly do listen to our credit union partners, and make sure that we are giving them the innovation that they need to be able to help their members the best.
Great. Thank you again, Seth, for joining me today. And I want to thank our audience for joining today. This was an exciting presentation and I learned a lot. And we'll be hosting another webinar next Thursday. So I look to see you all join us back. Take care and have a good day.
Thank you.
Bye, Seth.
Bye.